Okay, well, a lot of people have wondered and asked me how to winterize their trailer, and it's really easy. It saves you a lot. Disregard the background noise if motorcycles are coming by, but I've got a large fifth wheel here, and like most trailers, we're going to show you how to winterize this beast. First thing you want to do, and I've already done it, but I'll show you where mine is. You want to locate your, if you use your fresh water tank, underneath your trailer you should see a some type of valve with a hose to drain your fresh water tank. You want to do that and get that draining. The other thing you want to do is take this valve out here. This is your hot water heater. Make sure that this is, if you have an electric and gas, make sure that is off. If this thing fires up when the tank is dry, when you plug your trailer in, it will fry that in about 10 seconds. Once you unscrew that, pull this out, it will drain a lot of water, 6-7 gallons will drain out of here. Check this rod, make sure it's still solid. If there's not much left here, it's an oxidation rod, you want to get a new one of those. You're going to leave this out. I leave mine out all winter. And I just put a little lubrication on here just to keep these from rusting any worse. Alright, so from there, you're going to drain your hot water heater tank, and then you're going to locate, usually near the hot water heater tank or your pump. In this case, my pump is located down here, and my pump is right here. And then a lot of times off the pump, you will see a random hose that goes to nowhere. If you see that hose, you're all set. This is going to make your life a lot easier. If you don't see that hose, you can always locate your pump and find out where the water is going into the pump from the tank. Okay, into the pump from the tank, which would be this hose. You could disconnect this and get another hose and attach to it to put into your antifreeze. You could do that as well, and just they make kits that they sell. You know, in this case I could undo this and stick it in there. But a lot of trailers come pre-connected, ready for winterizing. If they don't have an attachment on the outside like a lot do with the older trailers, you'll see at least this unit here. Alright, so next thing you're going to do is get your antifreeze. Okay, I've got a couple gallons of antifreeze here. We don't need too much to do this job. So what you want to do is, once you get this hot water heater tank, you're going to look in the back for the diversion valve by your hot water tank. Mine is right here, and it was turned this way, which is letting water into the tank. You don't want to have to use 5 gallons to fill up the tank, so you're going to find that cutoff, and you're going to turn that valve, and that's going to eliminate the tank from being used to fill up with water. So once you've got that done, you can go inside your trailer and open up all your faucets and make sure everything's drained out. And then what we're going to do is we're simply going to put this bottle right here, top to top. We'll stick our feeder hose into the bottle. And then we're going to go inside the trailer, and I'll show you what's next. Alright, we're inside the trailer, and like I said before, I had all the valves open. Now what you're going to do is close the valves. And you're going to never forget the toilet. We're going to do that too, and the outside shower, 2 things commonly forgotten. I'm going to come over here and close these valves. Now what you're going to do is you're going to turn on your electric pump. I'll show you outside what that's doing right now. So you will notice the pump is running, but there's nothing coming out. It's because this valve right here that diverts it from the tank to this hose is not opened. So I'm going to open that, and it's going to pull water down immediately. And the first amount is going to fill your filter if you have it. And once that fills the filter, it's going to pressurize your system, and then that pump should shut right off once that system's pressurized. You can hear it winding down. Maybe I gotta double check, make sure I don't have something on in the other room. Oh, I've got this on. Ha! So there we go. So I wondered why it wasn't shutting off. I had my outdoor shower on. one thing you want to make sure is you do your outdoor showers. Another common thing that people forget if they're in a hurry. And so just doing that, and I let that shower run for a couple minutes or a few seconds. I pretty much used my first gallon. So we're going to swap out the gallons. All right, so I've swapped out the gallon. The whole system's pressurized now. And again, I'm gonna save this little bit here. Don't dump this out. You'll use this for one of the drains. So what you want to do is you're gonna run the water out of every faucet until it runs pink. That's pink. Hot water is pink. So that's done. We're gonna go inside and do the same thing. You notice it's pink right off the start because I didn't drain the whole system out. If you didn't drain the whole system out and there's still water left, it will run clear for a minute. And then once you are done, go ahead and turn the pump off. You also want to make sure that you've drained all your water to this point out of your valves and everything. And once you know that's done, you're going to shut all of your valves for the season. You can lubricate them up if you like. And then you're going to pour some antifreeze down each of the drains so the trap valves get antifreeze in them as well. Now one tip, you can take this off if you have a large filter, and you can use all that in your drains. There's no need to keep that in your system all winter. Likewise, you can drain out your lines as well. Just let them gravity drain as well into a bucket, and you can reuse that in your traps as well. Use less antifreeze. One last small tip that I always forget, but I want to make sure you guys see now, is always go back and get this valve turned back to the water position, because if you forget and you plug that water in, you'll be in a lot of trouble when that sprays all over the place come spring if you forget to turn that. So do that before you finish. Don't forget that toilet. Make sure you flush that till it runs pink. Alright, so now we have a dry pump running, and I'm just opening my valves to let out any of the residual, which is also going to help fill the drains. And again, I just don't like, you don't have to have everything filled up. All those pipes don't have to be filled up with antifreeze all winter. A little easier to clean out. And you'll hear it blow some air. Again, I have nothing, it's just pulling the hoses out of the tank in there, and it's just pulling air right now, and it's going to just clean out that line a little bit. Again, with it, there's no water in there, nothing's going to freeze. It's going to make it for an easier spring flush out. Water. Once again, it's just the dry pump. You do that so that pulls air, and then shut your pump off again. Alright, so I used 2 gallons, not 3, for this entire fifth wheel. And I've got pretty much, this is empty. All the lines have now been fully drained, antifreeze pushed through it, and then drained again. Hot water heater is left open. I'm going to replace the cover, wrap everything else back up, and And then I turn on all my valves just as a, I don't know, precaution. The only other thing you could do is find your battery right here. You can either take that out for the winter, or I put a battery maintainer on it, just a cheap little battery maintainer you can buy on Amazon, really cheap. And you stick that on there for the winter, so your battery's maintained all winter. And that's your crash course in winterization. You can use whatever one trick for areas in your camper where there might be a hole, for example, like here where there used to be a pipe coming through. You can put steel wool is great for any type of mouse or rodents. They won't get up through these spaces if you put steel wool there. They seem to dig right through insulation and use it as their home. Steel wool they don't seem to like to press their nose to. And then put in the comments section whatever things you can keep mice out, because I'm still trying to find the best solution. With that, appreciate your time. Stay safe.